And welcome everyone to our virtual co-working and write-in editing events. I'm Coral Sands, author and host for today's writing event.
And I'm Ansley Ashe, author and co-host for today's writing event.
To keep myself accountable, I love write-in events. I want to warn you though that when I host, I post prompts followed by short bursts of break time so we can really be productive. Think of this as a 1-hour marathon of working on your story.
This is live on YouTube, but feel free to watch the VOD afterwards so you can pause if you need more time. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe and do all the fun algorithm stuff like and share us. Thank you.
Yes, and let's talk about our upcoming writing events on our at Writing Quest YouTube channel. Today, we have our show now at 11 a.m. Central. Then our next show is not going to be until April 23rd at 7 p.m. Central, and then April 27th at 11 a.m. Central. So I hope that you will join us.
We post all of our upcoming events on our Facebook group called Writing Quest. We'll leave a link in the description below. Today we have our second virtual write-in for April's Novel Quest. Please ignore my dogs who love the squirrels. Bring into a story. Let's start with a quick 5-minute sprint to get our creative juices flowing. Coral, do you want to explain the first prompt to them?
All right, first prompt is hue, commonly used to mean to conform to or adhere to something. Hue is on its own, has several meanings, having to do with cutting or shaping with a sharp tool, such as an axe. So it should be something hopefully you guys can use as inspiration for this first 5-minute quick. All right, so let's go ahead and get 5 minutes on the clock. All right, let's do this. All right, and that ding means it is time for our first break. How did everybody do?
I did all right. Since it's set in a high school, I think there's a lot to talk about there about how you conform. So that was an excellent prompt, Pearl. Thank you.
Oh, I love that.
What about you?
I went with the having to do with cutting or shaping with a sharp tool such as an axe, and I went with a piece of driftwood that the main character is decided to whittle into a shape, but they aren't quite sure what it's going to end up looking like because they are not a whittler. So
sculptor, an axe sculptor, chainsaw sculptor.
Right.
That seems a little
they
bit
are not
on the edge. The chainsaw sculptor, but
mostly
I do like
just
it, like an axe. Whittling with
like
an axe, that's an image.
Little Kershaw knife though, and like just digging out different things and etching into it and stuff like that.
I love this. I love the sculptors who are like, how do you do it? And they go like, no, you just see the thing and then you take away all the stuff that's not the thing. And I was like, yeah, cool. I don't understand you at all. I mean, like it's magic.
Right.
Like I understand, like I sit there and I watch you and I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. But it makes no sense to me, but I get it. Like they can just visualize it in a way apparently I can't. So like it just makes it.
Yes.
It's interesting.
It's so impressive. Yes, absolutely.
It is.
It is definitely an art form I have not been able to do. I am not
like,
good
I can't
at
even
it.
sculpt in clay or anything like that. I just can't. I can draw sometimes. Like sometimes when I'm in the mood, I can sit down and I can sketch something out. But I can't sculpt. And I enjoy painting, but I don't think I'm very good at it.
Well, talking about hobbies and things like that, I think that may be a good transition to what our next prompt is going to be, and that is, what does your main character think will make them happy? And I think that this is an interesting thing because what the main character believes will make them happy and what will actually make them happy could be two completely different things. And so you could think that doing a hobby or whatever is going to be something that makes them happy, but it could cause a bunch of stress, or it could make it so maybe they're completely terrible at it, and so it crushes their self-confidence. And so there's a lot of different ways that you could go with this, but I was thinking about last week, or we talked about the third rail that is the emotional third rail that's running through the length of your story, and this is definitely connected to that. An emotional third rail is first you think of what is going to what is a misbelief, a common misbelief that they have, but also what does the character think that will make them happy, and that is what's going to guide them to try to make that happen.
That's interesting. It is interesting. And it's a good place to start with your story, and it's a good place to have things. And Justine, at least, who's going to be more front and center in this story, is she's got a lot of them, and she's got some spaces to go, and so we're just going to grow her up a little bit. So it's a good prompt.
Yes.
What about you?
I'm really excited about this prompt. I'm not sure exactly what is going to make them happy, and so I have to think about this. but not for too long. I think I'm just going to give a couple of different options, and that way I can figure out where. All right. 10 minutes on the clock. Let's do this. All right, that ding means it is time for a break. How did everybody do?
Yay! What about you, Coral? How did you do in this? What do you think? Did you figure it out?
Yeah, so I have been playing around with the theme of friendship and social obligations and things like that. And my main character is a little cynical about friends, and they believe that friendship isn't really something that is like true friendship isn't something that really naturally occurs, and that and to protect themselves from being hurt because of moving around so much, they often push people away, and they think that by keeping people at an arm's length, that's going to make them happy. But they've discovered that when they are, because they are a surfer, that through the hours and hours that they put through surfing and things like that, they've been able to earn respect from strangers, and that's something that they try to aim for, and they think that that's what's going to make them happy, is to gain a respect from strangers.
Nice. But I mean, don't all of us, I think that's also a universal theme. So I think that's a really smart thing for you to do, because I think most of us feel that way. And, and maybe some of us figure out too late in life that it's the warmth of your friendships, the warmth of the connections that you have between two people. Those are the things that make your life fulfilling. And you want to have it, but you don't always. And you can't really have love without respect, but, respect in and of itself sometimes can just be cold. And you need to have that warmth. I think that's really smart. Okay. Well, Justine has always wanted to be popular. She's gained a version of popularity called notoriety after the incident of late last summer. And this is all coming back to her, now in this. This is what I love so much about this series. It's like there's so much to play with, because like I have the kids, Allison's kids that are growing up, and I can teach them lessons while leaving Allison as a mom. She's going to move through different stages of her life, but her personality and her character is kind of set, and she's going to grow along the way, but she's going to grow much more slowly than the kids are. And there are just these places, with her kids that I have an opportunity for her to grow, for Allison to grow. But the kids' growth is kind of more interesting, because kids are in that stage of life where, when they're teenagers, where you're trying on new ideas, where you're trying on what it is that you believe, and you're going to come out the other side your adulthood with maybe more of your stuff set. So like I can really show how like a good smart mom can shape them, but also how like their experiences in life shape them, which like I felt like as I got to be an adult, it was like 50-50, like one part what my parents put into me and one part like how the world had shaped my view. And kind of exploring those topics. It's great.
Absolutely. Like there's definitely an interesting nature versus nurture conversation to be had there, like how much of it is because of who you are and how much of it is because of the experiences that shape us. So that's fun. That's really fun. I know you were talking about kids and shaping kids and stuff like that. And I don't know about you, but like when I was a kid, I was a huge procrastinator. And so I think that kind of goes along with our next prompt. What is one thing that your main character is putting off until tomorrow, and what would force them to take action today? So this could be very, very fun and interesting. You could take it a couple of different ways, I think.
Yeah, would be fun. See you in 10.
All right, let's dive into it. I can hear you. Okay, good. All right, that ding means it is time for another break. How did everybody do?
Leave your comments down below. We truly love going back and reading those, so tell us everything. Well, everything that's not a spoiler, at least, right?
Right.
So Justine has been putting off deciding where she's going to college. She gets excited. This is her dream school, but it means staying at home, and she's beginning to wonder if maybe going away is really what she needs, rather than doing what she thinks she wants, which she believes will make her happy. It's just kind of been this dream to go to this college, this private school that where her mom and her stepdad met, and grow in that way. And maybe that's just not the right thing for her. So that's what she's thinking about.
Wow. I love that. I can totally relate to that uncertainty, and depending on her age, that putting that off can sneak up on you for sure. And you need to make that decision sooner rather than later at a certain point, and then and you have to like figure out exactly what is the right decision. So I love that. That's a great.
She's gonna have that talk with her mom, and she thinks maybe she's gonna disappoint her mom by wanting something other than what the path her mom took. So yeah. And what about you? What did you come up with?
Because they move around a lot as military brats, the thing that they are putting off until tomorrow is unpacking, because what's the point? They're in temporary housing right now, and they are going to be moving in just a few weeks into a more permanent but still temporary digs. And so they have no reason they see no reason to unpack all of their boxes. They only unpacked the boxes that they deemed were necessary, clothes, and they're, of course, surfing and swimming gear. And everything else is in a tower of boxes in the corner. And then, of course, their mom comes into the room and sees this, and that's not going to work for her, because that is messy, and that is not what she wants. She wants everything in its place, and so mom is going to force Ray to unpack all of the boxes.
I can relate to Ray, maybe a little too much. I still have a couple of boxes from when we moved up here 15 years ago. But when we moved up here 15 years ago, I don't think I'd lived in any one place as an adult. Like, so from the time I got married at 22 up until I'd moved up here, I don't think I'd lived in any one place more than 2 years. Like, maybe 3 at the most. So there were definitely, I had unpacked every other thing, every other time, and there's still boxes that are sitting there. They're mostly knickknacks, which I don't have the heart to get rid of. I'm not particularly a hoarder, but like these are like knickknacks and stuff, like they were gifts to me and things. And in this particular space that I have, despite the fact I've lived here 15 years, my kids are little, and I just don't have any. I got rid of my china cabinet to move up here, and it's never been replaced, and I don't have a space to put them. So I guess maybe they're just going to sit there a little bit longer, and maybe once the kids move out, I can get a china cabinet. Fingers crossed.
Right. No, I feel that. I feel that really hard, and I relate so hard to it. Like, you're moving again. Like, what's the point? Like, there's just no point of it. But then mom knows that this is not good. This is something that you need to fix, and everything needs to be in its place and stuff like that. Oh, we are running out of time. We should probably discuss our next prompt, which is to use an idea of someone not being able to catch their breath as inspiration for their next scene. So this should be fun. All right, let's do this. Yes. that ding means it is time for a break. How did everybody do? Let us know.
Yeah, leave a comments down below. I'm going to do what I did last November. Let me see. How many words did I get? 300 that time. 318. So
Nice.
Pretty good. And I don't know. Apparently the stories are just there some days. This must be like a great. I don't feel like I write that fast in like 10 minutes parts anywhere else but here. So it must be the format world. What about you? How did you do?
210 words, and I had my main character, who does not have panic attacks, is having a panic attack because of someone was watching from the shore, and they don't know why, but their heart flutters every single time that they're there, and so they are trying to keep concentrating on surfing and the joy of surfing, but it's a distraction, and therefore when they went to go take the wave, they flipped over and crashed and burned and embarrassed themselves, and so
I did wonder, because it was surfing, like if you crash and burn and like sometimes you get pulled into that undertow, not like a lot, but like just a tiny little bit, you know, and then like you don't really have a big enough breath and kind of knocks it out of you sometimes. I wondered if maybe that's where you would go with it. Yeah. But one of my side characters is definitely having a panic attack, because so we're back into those moments where we're going to see a lot of different kids who are backstage and I guess maybe some people in the audience, like what happens. So we're going to like relive this death scene over and over and over again. Or like, oh my gosh, from different emotional points of view, like, because it's such a shocking thing to do live in person at the Coliseum.
yes.
I feel like there's a lot of mischief to be had in this. So,
yeah, for sure.
I'm a mystery writer. What do you expect, right?
I love it though. Yeah, there's so many different ways you can take it. So,
well, and he comes out of his panic attack. He's like, "Oh, I need to like breathe into the bag and do the thing, and like, because if I don't pull myself together, how am I ever going to help the cops catch the person who killed my boyfriend?" So, like, yeah, it was fun.
Yes.
Fun scene to write. Like, oh my gosh, can't help, but I got to pull it together so I can help. So, interesting. All right.
Yes.
We got one more prompt,
for
right?
sure. Yes, one more prompt, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this, much less what you're going to do with this. So the prompt is: a rock skitters along the surface of a lake.
That's interesting. Oh, I have no idea what I would do with that. I mean, there are lakes in Blue Ash, but I don't think we've explored it before. So this is maybe an interesting place to do that. And I don't even have an idea of which character is going to like love the lake. Interesting.
Yes, and I have a Gulf, not a lake, so I don't know what I'm going to do. So, because you can't really do the rock skittering thing on the Gulf, and so I have to figure out exactly what.
Does your character know that? I mean, you know, like, could they try skipping? Maybe they could. I don't know. So I feel like there are moments when, you know, when the tide between when the sun goes out, like just a few moments where and if there's not a lot of wind, where the Mobile Bay got really, really smooth, and so like you know, so it could be a rare thing.
Perhaps. Perhaps. Or maybe they are imagining that while they're surfing, that they are a rock skittering along the surface of a lake.
Or seashell. That would be fun.
Or seashell, yeah.
Yes.
See?
Literally.
So we're just gonna have to see. Where are we going with this? Let's find out. All right, that ding means time is up. You wonderful people, you did a fantastic job. Fantastic work, everyone. And we want to take this time to remind you that our next writing event will be streaming Wednesday, April 23rd at 7 p.m. Central Time on the Writing Quest YouTube.
And remember, even if you didn't make your goals, you were attempting to put effort to write a little bit every day. And that is amazing.
If you want to keep in touch, you can join our Facebook group, which is Writing Quests with an S.
And before we go, we must thank our amazing producer, David McGinnis. We couldn't do any of this without him.
The description includes links to all of the social media. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe.
See you next time.